Attraction is a complex psychological phenomenon that goes far beyond surface-level traits, like wealth, physical appearance, or charm. Many men believe that these are the primary tools to win a woman's interest, but the truth is much deeper and more intriguing. While these factors might play a role, they're not the secret key. The real power lies in understanding the subtle psychological triggers and weaknesses that women often don't even recognize in themselves. These hidden factors shape how attraction unfolds and are often overlooked by the average man. The goal here is to uncover 10 such triggers that can shift the dynamic of any interaction. By understanding these psychological insights, men can improve how they relate to women and foster genuine connections that go beyond superficiality. Let's dive into these hidden factors and explore how they can change your approach to attraction forever. The power of emotional certainty. Women are often emotionally driven, seeking connections that fulfill their need for stability and security. While emotions can be intense and unpredictable, what women truly crave in relationships is emotional certainty. This sense of calmness and stability is not only comforting, but also deeply attractive. When facing challenges, women are subconsciously drawn to men who remain unshaken and composed. This emotional stability in a man signals strength, maturity, and the ability to handle tough situations, qualities that women instinctively seek. A man who maintains his calm under pressure exudes confidence and emotional control, traits that naturally command respect and admiration. This is where Stoicism comes into play. A Stoic mindset teaches us to remain steadfast in the face of adversity, to control our emotions rather than be ruled by them. When a man embodies this Stoic approach, he shows that he is not easily rattled, and his emotional resilience becomes a beacon of security. In relationships, this emotional certainty becomes a foundation of trust. Women find this reliability reassuring, knowing that no matter the storm, their partner will remain a steady, unshakable presence. And in this steadiness, they find an undeniable attraction. The allure of mystery scarcity is a powerful psychological principle. Humans tend to value what they can't easily obtain. This concept plays a significant role in attraction. When something or someone is perceived as rare or difficult to access, their value skyrockets. In relationships, this is why women tend to be drawn to men who don't constantly seek validation or attention. They value the mystery and challenge of discovering more about someone who isn't entirely available. Being too available often diminishes one's perceived worth. Constantly showing up, responding immediately, or being at someone's beck and call can make you seem predictable and less intriguing. The lack of challenge or mystery can lead to the woman taking your presence for granted, which weakens attraction over time. On the other hand, maintaining an air of mystery and independence is a powerful tool. By not being always accessible, you create a sense of unpredictability. This triggers curiosity and intrigue, sparking her desire to pursue you rather than the other way around. From a Stoic perspective, demonstrating that your life doesn't revolve around her elevates your value. When you show that your happiness, purpose, and fulfillment come from within, you become an object of admiration. This self-sufficiency and detachment only amplify your attraction. The magnetic power of presence. A man's presence is a subtle yet powerful psychological trigger. Before he speaks, his mere physicality, his posture, his walk, and his gaze can communicate volumes. Women, often subconsciously, are drawn to men whose presence exudes confidence and leadership. The deep, controlled tone of a man's voice, speaks to his inner strength and self-assuredness, making his words carry weight. His body language, assertive yet relaxed, reinforces his authority without uttering a single word. When a man carries himself with a sense of purpose and clarity, he naturally attracts attention. Women are instinctively drawn to men who radiate calm and strength, qualities that suggest reliability and security. A man who stands tall, makes strong eye contact, and speaks deliberately creates an invisible aura that commands respect. On the flip side, weak presence signals insecurity. Nervous fidgeting, lack of eye contact, or hesitation in speech often serve as markers of self-doubt. These traits make a man seem less trustworthy, pushing others, especially women, away. At the heart of this dynamic lies Stoicism, the ability to project an aura of calm and strength that commands respect without needing external validation. It's this quiet confidence that makes a man's presence magnetic. The fear of loss. Loss aversion, a psychological concept, explains that the pain of losing something is felt more intensely than the pleasure of gaining it. For many women, this fear of loss can trigger intense emotions when they sense someone valuable slipping away. It's not just about attachment. It's about the primal need to preserve what's perceived as important. When a woman pulls away, it often stirs her deepest fear, losing someone who holds emotional significance. This is where many men make the mistake of chasing her in an attempt to reclaim what's drifting away. Ironically, this behavior often weakens attraction because it signals desperation, a lack of boundaries, and the fear of loss. Stoicism teaches us the power of maintaining self-respect and not tolerating disrespect. A man who values himself enough to walk away, rather than desperately pursuing a woman's affection, demonstrates strength and emotional control. This act of walking away doesn't mean abandoning someone. It means preserving your dignity, which, paradoxically, makes you more attractive. For example, imagine a man who, instead of pursuing a woman who has started to pull away, calmly steps back. This doesn't show weakness but self-respect, increasing his perceived value in her eyes. Over time, she may come to see his emotional stability as something rare and highly desirable. The man on a mission. A man with purpose is naturally attractive, not because of what he's accomplished, but because of the inner drive that fuels him. Women are drawn to men who are deeply focused on something larger than themselves, whether it's a goal, a cause, or a mission. This unwavering focus reveals a man's self-discipline, vision, and independence. It's not about external achievements. It's about the commitment he has to his mission and the dedication he shows to bringing it to life. Women find it irresistible when a man is purposeful because it speaks to his emotional maturity and his ability to prioritize. It signals that he has his life in control and isn't simply drifting through existence. His commitment to his purpose creates an aura of confidence that is magnetic. On the flip side, women are not drawn to men who are aimless, lacking ambition or direction. A man without a purpose is like a ship lost at sea. There's no clear course, no destination, and no substance. From a Stoic perspective, the man with a mission exemplifies the principle of purposeful living. He exudes an unshakable sense of direction and commitment, demonstrating that true strength lies not in external validation, but in an internal drive that fuels every step he takes. The vulnerability of high expectations. Women often carry high emotional expectations in relationships, seeking deep fulfillment and stability. However, this desire can lead to a fear of being disappointed. The challenge lies in balancing their hopes for emotional security with the reality of vulnerability. When these expectations aren't met, the emotional fallout can be significant, leaving them feeling hurt or betrayed. The weakness in this dynamic is that, while women yearn for connection and emotional consistency, their fear of being let down often leads to self-protection and hesitation. They may crave stability, but also find it difficult to trust fully, unsure whether their emotional needs will be met in the way they anticipate. A man who doesn't place her on a pedestal, but instead treats her as an equal, stands out. He doesn't overinflate promises or create an idealized version of the relationship. This balance provides emotional stability, avoiding the extremes of unrealistic hopes and disappointments. From a Stoic perspective, treating others without idealization or excessive emotional attachment demonstrates maturity and emotional control. By avoiding exaggerated expectations, both partners can foster a more balanced and genuine connection. Practical tip: avoid over-exaggerating promises or setting unrealistic expectations. Embrace mutual respect and understanding without inflating hopes. The desire for social proof. Women are often subconsciously attracted to men who possess social proof, whether it's respect from their peers, status, or popularity. This attraction stems from an evolutionary instinct. When others admire a man, it signals that he possesses valuable traits that make him desirable and capable. Social proof is a shortcut to evaluating a man's worth, and women are naturally drawn to men who have this external validation. It becomes a sign that they're winning by being associated with such a high-value man. However, this desire for social proof comes with its weakness. Women, at a deeper level, want to feel like they're part of something exclusive, something that elevates their own status. When they connect with a man who is admired by others, they feel validated, like they're part of a winning team. This can sometimes create an unhealthy reliance on external validation. In contrast, a Stoic man doesn't seek validation from others. His value is innate and shines through his actions, not through the approval of the crowd. His confidence, grounded in self-respect, naturally attracts others. When he displays leadership and decisiveness in social settings, he becomes more attractive, not because he needs validation, but because he radiates it without trying. This subtle yet powerful dynamic draws others to him: the fear of being controlled. In relationships, many women fear losing their independence. This fear often stems from the belief that a partner may try to control or micromanage them, stifling their sense of self. Subconsciously, women can push away men who exhibit these controlling tendencies, sensing that their autonomy is being threatened. This dynamic can create tension and distance, as the need for personal freedom is deeply ingrained. The attraction, however, lies in the opposite. Women are naturally drawn to men who respect their autonomy and encourage them to maintain their independence. A healthy relationship thrives on mutual respect, where both partners can grow individually while also nurturing their connection. From a Stoic perspective, a Stoic man understands the importance of security in himself. He doesn't feel threatened by his partner's independence because he's secure in his own worth and doesn't need to control others to validate himself. This mindset strengthens the relationship, fostering trust and deepening emotional bonds. For example, a woman might find a controlling partner who constantly checks in on her movements or decisions as a major turnoff. The lack of respect for her independence can be suffocating, leading her to withdraw or distance herself emotionally. Excessive flattery can significantly diminish a man's value in a woman's eyes, as it often comes across as disingenuous. Women have an innate ability to sense when compliments are insincere or given too frequently. When praise is overdone, it loses its meaning, making it seem like a tactic to win favor rather than a reflection of genuine admiration. In contrast, genuine, understated compliments are far more powerful. They come from a place of authenticity, demonstrating a man's true respect and appreciation. These types of compliments feel more meaningful and create a deeper emotional connection. From a Stoic perspective, restraint in compliments aligns with the core principles of Stoicism. Stoicism teaches the importance of genuine recognition rather than exaggerated flattery. By practicing this, a man maintains his integrity, offering sincere acknowledgement that reinforces his own value without the need for excessive praise. The desire for unpredictability, one psychological weakness women often experience, is a craving for unpredictability. The desire for spontaneity, excitement, and a sense of adventure is deeply ingrained in human nature. When life feels too routine or predictable, it can drain the thrill from a relationship, making a man's presence feel more like a habit than a choice. Predictability tends to dull the senses, leaving a woman disinterested and emotionally distant. On the other hand, unpredictability in a man keeps her intrigued and invested. It's not about being erratic or unreliable, but about adding depth and variety to the experience of being with him. A man who mixes consistency with surprise, who can create moments of excitement while remaining dependable, sparks ongoing interest and curiosity. This is where Stoicism comes into play. A man who embraces controlled unpredictability, steadily navigating life's challenges, taking calculated risks, and stepping out of his comfort zone, embodies a magnetic sense of resilience. He balances the steady foundation of his character with the ability to surprise and captivate. To keep a relationship dynamic without being reckless, a man should occasionally break the monotony, plan unexpected dates, take on new hobbies, or embrace challenges together. This keeps the relationship fresh and evolving, rather than stagnating in routine. In conclusion, the 10 hidden female weaknesses discussed, such as insecurity, need for validation, fear of vulnerability, and desire for emotional connection, are critical psychological triggers that influence attraction and relationships. By understanding these weaknesses, men can approach interactions with more empathy and awareness, creating deeper connections with women. This knowledge allows men to be more attuned to emotional cues, avoid manipulation, and foster healthier dynamics. However, the foundation for lasting attraction lies in Stoicism, maintaining emotional control, self-confidence, and a strong sense of purpose. When men embody these qualities, they become the kind of individuals who naturally attract others through respect and self-assurance. So, adopt these Stoic principles. Remain calm under pressure. Stay true to